Ryno here. We're here with Emmett Dixon, a current goalie for the Bellingham Blazers. Athlete of the month, player of the month for March. We appreciate you coming by, definitely. Jump right into it. What got you into hockey?
Always been, big hockey fan. Pretty much just right away. 2, 3. My dad, big sports fan all around, and I kind of gravitated towards all sorts of sports, but mostly watching a lot of hockey as young as like 3, 4.
Okay.
Just always being around when he's watching, so naturally gravitated towards it.
Yeah.
And then that's just that progression to watching it to playing ball hockey out front, street hockey, and seeing my dad, seeing how I like getting on the ice, little scrimmages here and there.
Yeah.
The little free ice you sign up for, sticky puck, and then I just was always into it. So from there, just natural progression.
Yeah.
Signing up for hockey, and then just never really looked back from there. I feel like it's a pretty typical way. You get into it.
I'm sure that's like the typical way, right? You play street hockey, do everything like that, but then. Like what goes from like the typical way, like, man, I enjoy lacing up the skates or getting on my rollerblades and slapping the puck out there. But like, no. You know what I want? I want people slapping the puck at me to protect the net.
Yeah.
Like that's a little bit different. There's a lot of guys out there that enjoy the the physical of it, but you want to stand there and is it like reflexes or you just know like something's dropping in the kitchen like like snap it up like shit, shoot. I'm a goalie,
Well, yeah, it's I remember because I watched the Canucks kind of in their prime of Sedin and everything, but especially like Luongo. And I don't know what it was, something about maybe the equipment or whatnot, but I always used to watch. And then as I got a little bit older, like 5 maybe, what I would actually do was, because we had like a staircase that kind of was like indented into the wall, so it was almost like a little indented goal.
I love it.
So what I would do is whenever like I saw like Luongo make like a big save, I'd recreate it like on myself.
There you go.
So like one hand would be shooting it, and I'd like try and save it the same way he did.
Yeah.
And then I had a lot of fun with that, and I was always the kid in the neighborhood that always had all the hockey equipment and then the goalie equipment. So I was playing street hockey as a goalie a lot.
Yeah.
And then when I finally signed up for hockey in our first season, the coach walked in the room and was like, "All right, I need 3 people, put your hand up to be goalie." And I was like, well, now's the time. So I put my hand up and I got picked. So I was in that 3-kid rotation.
Right on.
And I came back and told my dad, he was like, really? Like he was not entirely excited about it. He was like, play, 1 year, figure it out. And then maybe, next year if you want to try it out. But no, I stuck with it, and that kind of never really looked back. And I was good at it. Like I was a little bit from what the other kids at that age were. I was a little bit advanced in terms of, I wasn't overly. The big thing is like emotionally I was fine. Like I would get scored on, it's like I'd be pretty fine. So I think that's what kind of kept me enjoying playing goalie. Yeah. And I think I enjoyed the difference of player to goalie, and I was better at goalie than player, so it kind of just was natural to continue on like
That's
that.
good you recognize that though, young. That's awesome. Yeah. It's interesting you talk about, you had all the pads and everything like that.
Yeah.
I tell a story, Bailey and I would talk about it. My uncle would duct tape pillows to me.
Yeah.
And he's going to watch this, so he'll know. We'd go in the garage, he'd duct tape pillows to me, and that's back when like the pucks, the balls came out. Yeah. He slap shot the crap out of those at me with it, and then we had like the old Jason Voorhees mask on. Yeah. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. No, I mean that's gotta be something else, like slap shots. Have you had to do a lot of the just you against the skater, like anything like that going on, like for like overtime, like old school type stuff? Like for like winning the game, have you ever been in that type of situation where it's like just you against them?
Yeah, well I think this season actually I went into my first like official shootout in I guess junior hockey against Bremerton, so that was a lot of fun. I mean, we probably shouldn't have been in that position, but I think the excitement kind of overran the rest of the game and the situation. I thought, personally, I didn't really think I had the best of games, but after I got off, it was a 7-round shootout, so it kind of went long. I thought that was kind of a lot of fun. So I thought, despite the game, the shootout kind of one-on-one thing, that was a lot of fun.
That's cool. So. Well, awesome. And then so most recently, you played against Seattle.
Yeah.
Right. You guys beat Seattle.
Yeah.
And now you play Seattle again.
Yeah.
Tell me about that last win though. How was that? How was that for you? Because that was probably one of your better games, right?
Yeah. That was a tough one. I mean, going in, I think we were already short guys, and that's kind of that kind of game could be a throwaway game. That could be any kind of throwaway game. Last game of the season, seeding didn't matter regardless of how the game went. We played the game, but we play the same team the next week in playoffs. So I think
so you knew you were already playing Seattle again.
Yeah. So I think in that aspect, that could have been something that was a throwaway game, but I think it meant a lot more than that. Just because the entire season, this is the second ranked team in the country, at least for the division. The league. So they had our number all year. We haven't beat them all year. There's been times where we lost 7-2, 8-0. And they haven't lost the game at home up until that point.
Wow.
And the only team they lost to is again the number one team in the league, Ryno. So they were riding high, and it was kind of they thought. They kind of had our number all year, so it was it could have just been the same old thing, but the guys fought hard, and we took our chances, and we only buried 2, but that's all we needed, and I think that kind of game at that moment when it could have just been lose to Seattle, move on, and we'll play Seattle, that kind of gave us a big boost, going into this next week, and I think I've seen it even. This week in practice, it's a big jump, and I think when you watch the video and watch how much it meant to us to beat Seattle, first time of the season, first time in since I think I read it was December 2023 beat them. I think that means a lot. And I think that means a lot to the guys moving into this week, where it could have been, we've never beaten the team the whole week into. Now it's changed. We beat the team just last week.
Yeah. You get to see what they had.
We get to see what they had, and I think, everyone was kind of dialed in. The effort was there, and I think for one last time, at least in the regular season, we really wanted to beat them. Take that momentum, hopefully, in the next week, and do the same thing. It's a tough game. Yeah, it is for us in Arizona a lot, but I think defensively we played a lot better than we had before, so that helped me out a lot. So.
I dig it, man. Being goalie and you enjoying hockey so much, is there a goalie that you emulate? Is there a style that you dig?
Is there a style that it's tough because I think more recently I've played a little more to something of almost like Vasilevsky. The problem is I'm like that kind of style, but I have Connor Hellebuck flexibility. So it's I can't do can't do what he's doing out there. Yeah. Connor Hellebuck's kind of an inspiration to me because it's goalies who are not flexible.
Right.
You can still do it.
I gotcha.
But I think I kind of like his style of play and how he's low, looking around, fast type. Yeah. So I think I've tried to not necessarily emulate any kind of play style, but I think that the way he plays kind of works well into the way that I feel comfortable playing. Okay. I think, as much as I'm not flexible, playing a style of Connor Hellebuck. It's I wouldn't feel flexible in that kind of stance, and so I think that kind of setup for me works a little bit better, a little bit more like Vasilevsky, but without the flexibility. Yeah. Something still or any of that.
Okay. Well, the last question for you, what are we gonna see this? We're gonna see this Saturday. What do we
play Friday? We play Friday.
Oh, the Friday.
We play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We play.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe not Sunday. Hopefully we can clean up in 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What do we see this Friday? I would like to think that we see a really close competitive game. Obviously, I'm not going to say we're going to walk all over. Sure. It's going to have to be a tough one if we're going to come out. They're a great team. Run really well. But we're going to have to match their effort. I think that's out of any team I've seen. I don't think I've seen a team that works harder than Seattle. It doesn't like skill level, doesn't matter. All through the lineup, they're all skating hard. So we got to match that.
Yeah.
If we're going to be successful, we're going to match that, and we have to play smart. We can't leave guys wide open. We have to dig down. So hopefully, you're going to see just a good matchup where we don't kind of give them any room. We don't give them any breathing space. We don't give them the opportunity to show off their skill, to show off how well they play.
Yeah.
To kind of suffocate them in all three zones of the game. So hopefully that's what we see.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, Emmett. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Great, man. Good luck this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Hopefully, Friday, Saturday, on to Sunday.
Hopefully no need for Sunday.
Hopefully no need for Sunday. Just clean up. I dig it. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching it. That's Emmett Dixon, current Bellingham Blazers goalie. Thank you.
Thank you.